Welcome to the world of online learning. I am Dr. G.K. Biju, Professor, University of Garden City, Khartoum, Sudan. We at GK Online Learning Tutorial emphasize on the topics from software engineering, project management, quality management, strategic management, and mathematics. Today we are going to discuss the topics from software engineering. Please subscribe to our channel for continuous support. The next topic is project scheduling. It involves deciding which tasks would be taken up when. That is, project scheduling is a mechanism to communicate what tasks need to get done and which organizational resources will be allocated to complete those tasks in what time frame. A project schedule is a document collecting all the work needed to deliver the project on time. In order to schedule the project or in order to schedule the project activities, a software engineer or a software project manager needs to do the following. Identify all tasks needed to complete the project, break down large tasks into smaller activities, determine the dependency among different activities, establish the most likely estimate for the time durations necessary to complete the activities, allocate resources to activities, plan the starting and ending dates for various activities, determine the critical path. That is, a critical path is the chain of activities that determines the duration of the project that we will discuss later. Project scheduling tools, bar charts, and activity networks. So these are all considered as the graphical notation used to illustrate the project schedule. It shows the project breakdown into tasks. Tasks should not be too small. They should be at least for a week or two. Activity chart shows the dependencies and the critical path. And bar chart shows the schedule against a calendar time. Here is an example for task duration and dependency is being given. See, in the first column, the activities T1, T2, etc. up to T12. Second column, it shows the duration, and the third column, it shows the dependencies. So from the table, it is clear that the task T1, T2, and T4 does not have any dependencies. So it can start from the beginning. So in addition to the dependencies, T1, in the bracket, they had given M1, that stands for milestone, which is the middle activity between two tasks. So we are drawing the activity diagram. So in that, we can start T1, T2, and T4 from the beginning, and the other task will follow. So here is a complete diagram of the activity network. So start T1, T2, and T4 started from the beginning. Then T3 and T1 having a middle activity M1, T1 and T6 having a T1, T2 and T6 having a middle activity M3, T2 and T4 with the T5 having a middle activity with the M2, etc. So from starting till the finish. So with respect to this, let us go to the next section, that is for finding the critical path and all that will comes in the later stages. So critical path method or CPM. CPM is a project network analysis techniques used to predict the total project duration. It's a series of activities. That is, a critical path is a series of activities that determines the earliest time which the project can be completed. It is the longest path through the network diagram and has the least amount of slack. The slack indicates the difference between earliest finish time and earliest start time, or latest finish time and latest starting time. So in order to find the critical path from the that is with respect to the given activity diagram or with respect to the given details, first develop a good project network diagram like what we saw in the previous slide. Then add the durations for all activities on each path through the project network diagram, and then find which is the longest path, that will be considered as the critical path. Just there are two examples for the same. In the first case, consider the following project network diagram. Assume all times are in days. See here, it is being given from start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the value is being given A equal to 2 days, B equal to 5 days, C equal to 2 days, D equal to 7 days, E equal to 1 day, F equal to 2 days. So question number 1, how many paths are there on the network? We have two paths. Path number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. Second path 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6. How long is each path? That means the days we need to sum up. That is 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1. That is A, B, C, E. And second one, so 2 plus 5, 7 plus 2, 9 plus 1, 10. And the second path, A equal to 2, B equal to 5, 7. Then B, D equal to 7. 7 plus 7, 14. Plus F equal to 2. 14 plus 2, that is 16. Which is the critical path. So in the previous slide, we mentioned that which is going to be the longest path, that will be the critical path. So here, in the first path, the total days is 10, and second path, the total days is 16. So the second is the critical path, that is A, B, D, and F. So what is the shortest amount of time needed to complete this project? Ultimately, 10 days. And the second one, see another example. In this diagram, we have four paths. Path number 1, A, D, H, J, the total length is 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 3, that is 14 days. Second path, B, E, H, J, the length is 16 days. Third path, B, F, J, the length is 9 days. And fourth path, C, G, I, J, the length is 14 days. So the critical path is nothing but B, E, H, J, since it contains the longest path, 16 days. So critical paths requires only one time estimation. So that's the main difference between critical path and PERT. In critical path, the time duration is known, or the time duration is certain, whereas that of in PERT, the time duration is unknown. So critical path method requires only one time estimate for each activity because activity times are certain. So we are telling decision making under certainty. And PERT, program evaluation and review techniques, is used when activity times are uncertain, that is decision making under risk. It requires 3 time estimates for each activity. Those times are optimistic time, realistic time, and pessimistic time. So optimistic time means the best time if everything goes perfectly when doing the activity. Realistic time means most likely time for the activity, and pessimistic time means the worst case situation. According to that, in order to find the expected time, B, that is optimistic time plus 4 times realistic time plus pessimistic time divided by 6. This is the end of the session. Please like, subscribe and share. If you are having any queries, please mail to me to the mail ID given in the slide. Thank you.